Alright, I put this video together so that you can have some idea of what's going to be required for your final project. And with all the snow days and missed classes, this is kind of my efforts to get us back, or at least keep us on track with what I have planned for the semester. So let's get going and start with the, there we go, I finally got it to click ahead. Okay. I don't like to just have you do the final project and make one presentation at the end. Marketing research is very important. It can't be done at the last minute. So in order to keep people from flunking and making bad grades on this project, I break it up into three parts. The first part, each part builds on the other. So it's important that you get each component correct, and I can intervene when necessary so that the end product is good. So let me explain. Your first part of the project will be doing your secondary research. We haven't talked about this yet in class, and when we meet, this will be what I will discuss. But you'll do secondary research on a project, and that will be your first presentation. You don't have to write a paper. You have to give me a presentation. All right, once that is complete, the data you collect during your secondary research is what you will use to create your questionnaire for your qualitative research, which is the second part of the project. And so when you present your qualitative research, the beginning part of your presentation should be something like, we conducted secondary research on this particular topic, and based on what we found, that led us to develop this type of questionnaire to conduct our qualitative research. And then you will go ahead and present your qualitative research. Then your final presentation comes from cause and effect research, a survey or experiment. And again, it will talk about how each one of the components led you to develop that survey into the piece of empirical research. So that will be done the last week of the semester, and I would consider it your final because I don't actually give a paper and pencil final. And so let's talk a little bit further about what's going to be, how you're going to do these projects. One, you're going to work in groups of 4 to 5, and you select the 4 to 5 people that you're going to work with. So you've all had an opportunity to work with different people in the class, and hopefully you got some idea of who you'd want to work with for your final project. 2, you can use, we won't be doing chart pads for this. You can use PowerPoint, Prezi, or Keynote for your presentation. Now, I've allotted 2 days of presentation. Some of my classes are very large, and we need 2 days to get all the presentations in. However, to keep things fair, I require that everyone submit to me their presentation materials midnight the night before the first presentation. Okay? Midnight the night before the first presentation. So even if you're giving it the second day, you have to give it to me midnight before the first day of presentation. That keeps everybody on the same level playing field. The next is hopefully our next class will be very soon, but when we do meet, we'll be forming groups. Okay? Now, to facilitate, because we have such a short period of time, to facilitate you getting started on these projects, I have already created 7 different research topics. Now, while your approaches may be different, I ask that you choose a project among the ones I'm presenting to you today or in this video. The first one is how people use technology to attract and interact with their romantic partners. So electronic devices, technology is a big part of the dating scene. Nowadays, we don't have research on how people use these electronics and technologies to identify eligible mates, attract them, and interact with them. And so I need a group research uh, this particular topic. And when you think about the amount of advertisement that goes in on electronic devices, you think about people purchasing electronic devices to communicate and do those things, buy data lines, buy data, etc. Uh, it's a very important part of marketing, this use of technology. And in romantic relationships, well, we'll see. Whoever researches that can tell us how important it is to getting a girlfriend or boyfriend. Number two, cell phones. How important are cell phones in the lives of people? And be great to find out how they became so important in the lives of people and why they're so important. And does it change based on age, gender, whatever, interest level? I don't know. But these are just some of the ideas you need to think about in this area in research. Three, how do the opinions of others affect college student decision making and behavior? And so I often hear, don't judge me, or I'll see women seek out the opinions of other women in terms of a dress they're wearing or what they should buy. Maybe your parents, I don't know, but I need someone to research how the opinions of others affects college decision making and behavior and why. And next one, response to offensive ads. That's a big deal nowadays. Ads go viral and people get offended. That goes viral as well. But we don't have a real understanding of what makes an ad offensive and how offensive does it have to be to get a response, or what are the responses to offensive ads. So there's that. Next is, what are the things that influence the behavior and decision making of college students? So here it's not the opinions of others, but it's things, situations, challenges that may affect the behavior and decision making of college. So, for example, not having money might affect the decisions and behaviors you have as college students. Grades, faculty, I don't know, not faculty members, but courses and the demands placed upon you by courses may affect your behavior and decision making. So that should get you a start of what I'm talking about, that project. Number 6, gift giving behavior of college students. I don't think I need to say a lot about that, but how much do you spend? Who do you give it to? How do you decide who to give gifts to? Etc. So on and so forth. Number 7, men's spending habits with their girlfriends. Very interesting. So how much, when, how often. And I'm not just talking about gifts here. I'm talking about going out to dinner, as well as gifts. But anything involving exchange of money for their girlfriend is what I'm looking for here. Now, I just gave you a few suggestions on how you can approach each one of these project areas. You don't have to approach it the way that I suggest, or you may go beyond what I stated here. But I ask that you pick one of these 7 to work on, and they will be posted online and for you to sign up. And it will be first come, first serve. So I suggest once you find your group that you get online quickly and choose a topic for you to research. Okay, well, I look forward to seeing you all again really soon, and hope this sparks you, get you excited about starting your final project. All right, good night.